Hey guys, Jack here. Stick around after today's episode to hear how new clients can save 50% on AgYield's full suite of consulting and technology for 2025. This exclusive offer is available now until April 1st. Don't miss out. Terms and conditions apply. Check out the video description to learn more. Well, good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, February 26th, and this is the AgYield War Room. I am AgYield's marketing manager, everyone's favorite backup host. In answer to the question, what if Dan was more attractive but less intelligent? Jack Coakley. As always, feel free to join the discussion. Go ahead, post a comment. We have multiple platforms for you to do so. We'd love to hear from you guys. And we're always answering comments, questions, concerns round the clock at info@agyield.com. So let's start off today with some of those crop insurance settlement stuff and some overnight numbers from Dustin.
Thanks, Jack. So as of yesterday, that we had set 84.2% of that crop insurance price. So it's really not going to move much from here. But if we were to stop there, it would have been 472 corn and 1057 beans. In my opinion, it's probably going to be 471 and 1056 in the end, just based on where we're settling today. So those are some pretty solid numbers from what we were looking at, just 2 months ago. We were, if you look at that number as a guarantee for a 95% policy, if you hit your county yields exactly, that's like a 447 corn floor for an ECO policy that the county hits its projected exactly. We were trading 428 back there toward the end of, end of December. So, definitely a little bit of a different outcome between that and potential farm bill payments down in those zones. That I think that there's ways to get more insulated. We end up getting a big bear market from trade war, which is mainly, that was a lot of the concern through that time frame. I would say that just gives us a little bit better guarantees. But with that said, you go into an uncertain growing season, and all of these things are known. Why has the market been rising up to this point? It's been calling for more corn acres. We're going to get that outlook forum here later this week, USDA outlook forum. Estimates somewhere in the mid 93, 94 million corn acres. That actually kind of surprises me that's the industry estimate going into it. I mean, I've heard a lot more 95 million acre number anecdotally from just what we've seen around. And we've seen a lot of wind in people's sails that they want to plant more corn. So that number could be a little bit of a surprise this week. And then when we get to the March 31st report, you got to remember the first survey can be quite a bit off from where the rest of the year goes for final acreage. This is the March 31st planting intentions report I'm talking about. And even last year, the June report was quite off on the survey. They had way more corn, 1 million more corn acres than what we actually planted once we went to the FSA data. But a lot of this is going down to like the momentum of market opinion going into this. If corn has been rising and it's rising at a faster pace than beans, and we're hearing this anecdotally, a lot more corn on corn acres, perhaps they will write down a bigger number either this week in the outlook forum or even in that March 31st report than what these industry estimates are saying right now. So that's just a little kind of thing to think about. Probably a smaller impact from this report, but certainly a much bigger impact in that March 31st report if they come out with an acreage number higher than they expect for corn.
Definitely. Thanks for that, Dustin. Justin, that's hard going from Dustin to Justin. You really got to enunciate that. Justin, welcome back. Where's your head at? What are you thinking about as far as markets go?
Yeah, no, thanks, Jack. I think we were going through a needed break in the markets. Corn market's been on fire. We talked about it's up, rallied about $1 from its lows last fall. So, definitely a welcomed rally that we've had, to Dustin's point, in both corn and beans, especially corn. I think we chewed through, a lot of farmer selling. I think, I think the next chunk that the market needs from the U.S. farmers is going to be tougher than this last one was. We went through the funds flipping from near record short to near record long. Absorbed a lot of that farmer selling. So, like I said, it was a good trade-off. It's what we needed to happen. We rallied right into crop insurance to try to get acres. So a lot of good things. I think it put us in a situation where there was things to do. There still is things to do. Especially with good crop insurance levels, I think we're in a much better financial position than we were scared of, to Dustin's point, months ago. And now we had a break. We've had a break. We're back basically testing the 50-day moving average in corn, which we haven't for months now. It came right after March options expiration. So kind of a playbook type move, in my opinion, for a demand bull market. You get people in. We got a lot of people bullish probably last week towards the highs. Just to clean out some of those longs and test some of these moving averages, I think makes a lot of sense. Personally, if we if we continue to break into the March 31st report, I think you've taken too much risk premium out of the corn market. To Dustin's point, we've got you can get basically price floors 20 cents from here in corn with crop insurance prices where they are, and with some of these higher subsidies and the 95% ECO type policies. There's probably not a lot of incentive to get bearish below call it 450. So
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I appreciate the input there. Ben, let's throw it over to you. What do you got?
Yeah, looking forward to see the tone of the ag outlook forum. I think it just becomes a blip. It's one of those things that people can start to somewhat narrow down their balance sheets and start fooling around with those. They'll be flying around, and ultimately it's on paper. Until we can get those acres planted, get them off to a good start, it just kind of becomes, in my opinion, a little hump on a big hill. And I think the tone of it is, if it were to be a bigger number, does it make corn a little bit of just a wet blanket for now? Again, going back to Justin's point, probably not a real reason to get bearish corn below 450 on new crop. And then if they undershot, does it justify holding in maybe a little more premium to get to the actual planting date and the actual planting data and the end of June? So while I want to see the data, I wouldn't put too much credence on it this early. March will be a big one, but ultimately we still have to get it planted. We still have to get it off to a good start, and we got to keep our eyes on what's going on in South America. So I think we're setting up for a good period of trade, digesting first notice day on Friday and seeing where we fall coming out of that. So.
Well, thank you for that. Any other grain-related things before we shoot it over to Ryland, guys?
Yeah, Jack, I just bring up the South America weather like Ben was leaning towards. Argentina getting more rains widespread. Actually, Dustin was saying, maybe a little bit too late. The story now in Argentina is that there might be flooding. So something we'll have to watch on that. On the Brazil front, we were talking the other day before the war room. Looks like Brazil's soybean harvest is up to speed now from last year's pace, and safrinha planting is at average as well. The latest thing I saw, though, from the European models is something that you might have to watch in the next couple of weeks. There is a high pressure ridge forming that might push that monsoonal rain further west, causing Mato Grosso to be hot and dry for that safrinha crop. So something we keep an eye on over there.
We need to get you a green screen, Brian.
Right?
We got a high pressure ridge.
Yeah.
Oh man, that would be something. Yeah, I'll just I think I got Dan's credit card or something. I'll just swipe it real quick. We'll have it tomorrow. Ryland, let's talk livestock.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit of a bounce back here in cattle. I mean, I wouldn't get too excited, but overall, we're seeing a little bit of an uptick in beef. No cash trade yet. Sounds like asking prices are around $2 in the south. So we're going to see how that kind of shapes up this week. I think there's some cautious optimism on that front with the kills picking up. So we were at 122,000 ahead, so just a little bit where we were last week. So the feeders are really the star of the show, though. Feeders have just taken off. We're nearing that 78% retracement level from the lows. So, I mean, I think overall the tariff news probably sent things forward a little bit and got us off the lows. But I mean, these are definitely like really important levels, I think, from a production standpoint. We really haven't seen too much of a downtick in the auction market. So it feels like the discount buying has been here, and I think we're seeing a little bit more confidence on the buy side of the market here because of those reasons. On the hog side of things, just cannot find any real support here. I mean, we're sub some pretty important moving averages. We've seen at this point a pullback in the pork, so we just aren't seeing the support there either. I think there's some real concerns about the potential tariffs going on next week. So we'll see if that comes to fruition or if that's once again just kind of a leverage point for the U.S. versus Mexico and Canada. So I think there's still more to be known. It just obviously feels like more of a liquidative kind of market, but we are seeing cash prices start to firm up a little bit. They're up 24 cents at 88.84. So it's not all bad news, but it just the price action is terrible. So hopefully we can find some support here.
Thanks for that, Ryland. Before we wrap, guys, Kyle Mayman joins us this morning from Iowa. He had a question. Are you guys hearing widespread basis improvement with the futures pullback? Anyone want to take this one?
I can speak.
Oh, go ahead, Ben.
I was just going to say for the East, it's been kind of static. I think that there's enough in the pipeline versus the March. It's not a problem, but I suspect that as we roll to the May, much like when we went from East to March, that we'll see basis firm up here in the next couple of weeks for May, is all the processors want to be full heading into planning. So I think we'll see it firm up versus the May within a couple of weeks, if not sooner.
Thanks for that, Ben. With that, we'll wrap for today. If you love hearing my voice, you can stick around after the show here to hear it again. We are doing a new client offer right now, 50% off till April 1st. More information on that, you can always reach out at email info@agyield.com for more information there. If you wouldn't mind, send us a like and subscribe. It doesn't cost you a dime, and it helps us out with the YouTube algorithm, getting our audience, grow our audience a bit and get the show out to a bigger crew. So thanks to everyone who tunes in on a daily basis. Thank you, Kyle, for joining the discussion. Like Dan always says, we are streaming live every day that the markets are open on X, Facebook Live, and YouTube Live at 8:15 Central Time. Thanks again, guys, for having me. Dan tells me next week he's going to be out a lot, so it's basically Jack Week next week. So buckle down for that. I'll have to find some silly outfits.
It's like Shark Week, yeah. It's only Shark Week, yeah.
Exactly. There'll be a shark costume incorporated into the week. So looking forward to that. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you back tomorrow. Take care.
Thank you.
At AgYield, we know that farmers are constantly confronted by new challenges, and 2025 is no exception. Markets are volatile, margins are shrinking, and lender confidence is in free fall. Farmers need industry support now more than ever, which is why we are offering something truly unprecedented. From now until April 1st, new AgYield clients can access our full suite of consulting services and cutting-edge technology at 50% off. This is more than a promotion. It's our way of extending a hand of support to farmers when they need it most. From precision grain marketing to innovative risk management strategies, we're committed to protecting your farm's profitability and building a stronger, more sustainable future. And together, we can weather the storm ahead. Visit us today at agyield.com or call 855-266-6241 to get started. Terms and conditions apply. Check out the video description to learn more.